right, ladies and gentlemen, in order to be successful for today's instruction, you need to have a color pencils or crayons and your map ready to go. The maps today are fun. So, friendly reminder, tomorrow you do have a vocab quiz 1 through 10, and we're doing a lecture on imperialism. Monday you have 11 through 20 in a primary source, which is our favorite thing to do now. And then we have a test Wednesday with on Tuesday we have 21 through 30, a lecture, and your map is due on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday you have a test, 27 minutes, focus and pieces due. Any questions about the requirements of this week? Then we go into writing week, our favorite weeks of the year, of course, and it's DBQ hate week. It's going to be great because you're going to learn how to write a DBQ, aka hate DBQs. It's going to be so much fun. Maybe the best week ever? Yeah. I think so. So, let me show you what the maps are going to look like to prepare you. So, this is the first map. This is the first map. And then, actually, last period, we didn't finish, but this is what the back looks like. Yes. Hello. You people are just so fussy today. I will get you to where you need to be. This is my third time doing it today, so I figured it out. Can we agree? All right, here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you and I both know that you do not have to be perfect. You just have to try. As long as you're trying, you will get the points. Is everyone fair? Everyone clear? Here we go. I'm going to kind of jump around the continent of Africa because it does make it easier. If you just try to go from the start, top to bottom, it's going to turn into a mess. But we're going to start at the top and then we'll jump around. This is Spanish Morocco. This is Morocco. This is Rio de Oro. This is your Canary Islands. This is Tunisia. This is Libya. This is Algeria. Right here is where we have the Sahara Desert. Okay. And from here, we have Egypt. Okay, we're going to jump to the Horn of Africa. We'll build our way back up. All right, here we go. In the Horn of Africa, we have Italian, Somaliland, then we have British, Somaliland, then we have French, Somaliland, then we have Italian Somaliland again. They're not very good at naming things. Okay. Do the best you can. This is Ethiopia. This is British East Africa. This is Uganda. Alright. This is Anglo, Egyptian, Sudan. This is German East Africa. This is Mozambique. Alright, I'm walking away. We'll come back and finish that. Okay, I'm going to go back over here. Alright, over here we have Portuguese, Guinea, right here we have Sierra Leone, we have Liberia, over here we have Gold Coast, bless you, then we have Togoland, then we have Dahomey. This is your Ivory Coast. This is Senegal. Nigeria, which happens to have more degrees than any other country by capita, which is pretty cool. Do the best you can. This one's an important one. You make it too big and your whole map is going to be screwed. This is Cameroon. Okay. This is your French, Equatorial, Africa. Where are you heading off to, Gus? Nice. Have a good day. Watch my video, man. Alright, French West Africa is here. Okay. This is also an important one, so don't make it too big. Do the best you can. This is the Belgian Congo. This is Portuguese West Africa. This is German. Southwest Africa. And then this is South Africa. Yeah. Then we got Madagascar, which is easy. Look at us. Does yours look anything like mine?
No.
You need 8 boxes. First box is independent states. Then British, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Belgian, Spanish. All right. We're going to do independent states first, and we're going to color them pink. So there are only 2 independent states here on this entire map. Okay? And the first one is Liberia. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want a feel-good story, Liberia wrote this really beautiful letter to the United States and said, we respect you, we want to be just like you, we love you, please don't let other European countries invade us. And we wrote them a letter back saying, yeah, we love you too. And we then said, hey, if anyone invades Liberia, you have to deal with the United States. So guess what people avoided? There you go. That's the only feel-good story about imperialism you're going to get for the rest of the year. So I hope you feel good about it. The other state that is independent is Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the only African country that will defeat a European country, and they defeat the Italians. Do you think that's embarrassing for the Italians to lose to an African nation? Yes. Don't worry, Ethiopia will pay for it under a guy named Mussolini. He rises into power in the 1930s. He is going to come to Ethiopia and within 4 hours kill over 60,000 people. Why? Because Italy was embarrassed by them in the 1880s. So he goes and then massacres over 400,000 Ethiopians in the span of a week. So, is that victory going to have a cost to it? Yes. All right, British. There we go. British for me are going to be this pretty blue. All right. They have Egypt. They have Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. They have Uganda. And they, of course, have British East Africa. So I'm going to start with these. Now, they are going to have the isthmus, so you need to color that in. If you've watched The Crown Season 1, that's a big deal when she loses that one in the 1950s. Have we seen it? Hello? No one watches The Crown? Okay. The Crown is good, man. Alright. So, as you can see, does Britain have a lot of territory or a very small amount of territory? Britain also, do you know where the largest Egyptology museum is in the world? London! Why do you think the largest Egyptology museum is in London? They stole everything. And now that the Egyptians have become independent and they have some stability, I wouldn't say they're super stable at the moment, they have asked for it back. And guess what the British said?
No.
Nah, we're good. Thanks for that. They also do that to the Greeks, too. But that's a whole other deal. Alright, so they control that. They also control British Somalia, of course. Somalia, that's funny. That's a wine person. Somaliland, which is an actual place. They obviously control South Africa, because what language do they speak in South Africa? They speak English. English is one of the more popular languages. They speak officially 9 languages in South Africa. Miss Bennett? Yes, he did. No problem. Ooh. So, South Africa belongs to the British as well. Now, in South Africa, they are going to perfect a racial segregation system. I say they perfect because, in fact, it is a very effective system for racial injustice. Now, does that make it a good thing? Hell no. It's a terrible system because it bases everything on race. However, it is the most effective racial system ever created. And what is the name of that racial system? What is it, Kyle? Apartheid. And eventually it will be put to bed by Nelson Mandela in the 1970s. So eventually it will go away, but it's a highly effective system. They took what they started here in the United States and perfected it. And that is the apartheid system. Now, obviously, racial injustice is absolutely despicable, but it's a pretty effective system. For the British, of course. White people are on top, so good for them, bad for everyone else. Okay, so Nigeria, Gold Coast, and Sierra Leone. What do you got?
What did they do differently from American segregation?
Because they turned the people against each other instead of unifying certain groups. It's pretty damn effective. All right, French are my next ones. French are going to be a light green color. The French are going to have Morocco. Not Spanish Morocco, but Morocco. They have Algeria, Senegal. Going this way, they have Tunisia. They do not have Libya. All right. So, who are my two largest land-controlling countries? You can already see it coming to shape. Who own the most territory in Africa? France and Britain. Okay? France and Britain have the most territory. If you had to say who controls West Africa? Hello? French. Who control East Africa? The British. So, why do you think the English and the French are the two most powerful people in Africa? Why? Because they are the first to industrialize. So it all comes back to industrialization, ladies and gentlemen. The French also control Madagascar. They also have French Somaliland way over here on the Horn of Africa. Don't forget that. So, French have a ton of territory as well. Okay. Then we have the Germans. For me, the Germans are going to be brown. Germans are the ones who control Cameroon. Now, the Germans are going to be your fourth most powerful country in the world at this point. So they do have a bunch of territory. However, why don't you think, what did the Germans have to do that no other country had to do when industrializing? They had to what? Kyle? Yeah, they had to unify first. Thank you for getting that. It took forever for first period to figure that out. Okay, so they had to unify first. And under who did they unify? Because that guy's name is coming up again this week. Stella? Otto von Bismarck. Togoland is also German, by the way. So, Otto von Bismarck had to unify Germany. Then they can go and take over all of these territories, which is why they don't have as much as England and France, because they had that unification thing. So, they had a lot going on. All right. Italians. Italians for me is going to be orange. Okay. So, the Italians are going to conquer Libya, which is kind of like directly across from their like toe. So it makes sense they would take Libya. They're also going to have, of course, the Italian Somaliland. And that is it for Italy. Because remember, they wanted Ethiopia, but they lost it. And that is going to come back and get them. Then we have the Portuguese. For me, the Portuguese are going to be purple. Of course, they have Portuguese West Africa. Then they have Mozambique. And then they have Portuguese Guinea way over here. Okay, and then you have Belgium. Belgium for me is going to be yellow. The Belgian Congo is their only territory, and it is owned outright by the King of Belgium. It is not considered a country, it's considered a company. So, other countries are going to like, oh no, it's a country that we just use for economic gain. The King of Belgium was like, nah, it's a company. And all of its citizens are employees. So do you think he treats them well or incredibly despicably? He's a despicable person. The worst place in the world to be during this time is in the Belgian Congo. He kills over 1.2 million people in work camps, ladies and gentlemen. He is horrific. Now, am I trying to tell you that the British and the French... Oh, this is Spain, by the way. It's dark green for me. Am I trying to tell you that the British and the French are better? Well, they're slightly better than the Congo, but he is dreadful. And then... Oh, I forgot to make a little insert inside Cameroon. And then this is Rio Muni. And there you go. Okay, I'll give you about 30 seconds to finish this side. Remember, you need to color in your water and your other land masses in order to get full points. Gabby? I would love to. So, there you go. I have about 15 seconds. Does your map look anything like mine? Pretty good? Nice. Yours is not looking good, Esther? That's fine. As long as you try, that's all I care about. 5, 4, 3. The other side's a pain, so you want me to keep going. I can tell you that. 2, 1. Flip it. Okay. Yes, there is a map on this side. Oh my god, it's a blank sheet of paper, Miss Van. There's no map here. There's a map here. I'm aware. So, we have to outline the map before we could do the map. And the easiest place to start is in Saudi Arabia because you can see it. Saudi Arabia is right over here. So we're going to just outline what we can. This is Saudi Arabia over here. I'm currently... Look at your map. Yes, you can. If my old eyes can see it, you young, vibrant people can see it. So, Saudi Arabia, that's the Horn of Africa. Okay, we're going to turn over here, and we're going to start doing the Mediterranean Sea. On the Spanish coast, French coast. I'm now in Italy, Serbia, Greece. Now I'm in Turkey. Now I'm in the Middle East, and there you go. So Med Sea. Okay, so Med Sea is drawn. So here is my Iberian Peninsula. I'm now in France. Now in Denmark. Now I'm in Russia. Finland, Norway, Sweden. Look as close as you can. You can see it. Here is Ireland and Scotland. Ireland. here is England. That's a terrible England. That's not my best England. Okay, that connects to the rest of Africa. All right. See, aren't you seeing it now? Here's your Black Sea. That's my Black Sea. This must be my Caspian Sea. Alright, so I'm going to go back to Saudi Arabia. I'm now on the Arabian Sea coast, and I'm going to draw India. And then don't forget the little island off the coast. Now I'm going into Southeast Asia. Malay. Okay, now that I'm down here, I'm going to do my Dutch East Indies. Here's Sumatra. Here's Java. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the top and work my way down because I feel like you can see it better over here. This is the top of Russia. I'm not going to really put that much effort into the top of Russia, so you don't have to either. Alright, so I'm in Siberia. Still in Russia. Now I'm in Korea. Okay, I'm going to make my Japanese islands. Here's Taiwan. Okay, there's Thailand. Okay, down here we just have a big old mass, and that's Australia. I spelled Australia wrong. Damn it. Australia. Australia. Over here we have the Dutch East Indies. Over here. We have more Indies. Over here we have Philippines. And then over here Alright, let's start labeling, shall we? Wasn't that fun?
No.
Sumatra, Java, Dutch East Indies. This is Borneo. This is Sarawak. This is British New Borneo. This is New Guinea. This is Papua. These are the Philippines, which are controlled at this point by the U.S. Oh my God, does that make us an imperializing power? Yes. This is Malay states. This is Siam. This is French Indochina. We have Hong Kong here. Taiwan here. Shanghai. Beijing. We're going to draw a nice line on top of Korea and write Korea. We have the Japanese Empire. I'm hungry. Alright, so we got some big lines to draw. Here we go. Alright, so from the Black Sea, we're just gonna draw it like that around the Caspian. Do the best you can. It does not need to be perfect, obviously. This is your Russian Empire. This is Siberia. This is Manchuria. Alright, and then this is where things get a little funky. So, do the best you can. It does not need to be perfect, just an attempt. And in India, we have Bombay, Goa, Calcutta, and Delhi. We have the Bay of Bengal. We've got Pondicherry. We have Arabian Sea. We have Indian Ocean. Pondicherry, Pondicherry. Alright, you need 8 boxes. We have Russia, Netherlands, Japan, British, French, US, Germans, and the princely states of India. Alright, we're going to actually do the princely states of India first, because that'll make things a little bit easier for us later. Okay, so for me, the princely states of India are going to be red. Okay, the British are going to control India, except for the princely states. There are princes who are in control of the territory, but guess who tells the princes what to do? The British. So, technically, did the British control it? No, but guess what? The British control it. So, this map is all about colonies. Colonies are different from spheres of influence. Spheres of influence are when a country controls another country economically. We talked about that with China, correct? England is going to control China with spheres of influence. Colonies are when a country is controlled socially, politically, and economically. So it is when another country just all out controls another country. So those are your princely states. We might as well do the British then next. So we'll do British. They're going to be a light green. So these are only colonies. So everything else in this territory is, in these lines that we drew, are British. So colonies are social, political, economical, while spheres of influence are only dominated by economics. That is the big difference between a sphere of influence and a colony. Don't worry, you will all know that because we're going to go over it 10,000 times. So, there are pros and cons to being in a colony versus a sphere of influence. With that being said, in India, they have a saying the sugared knife of British imperialism, because the British do bring some good things to India. However, they also destroy India. And if you look at India today, you will see that there is a long, long road from the abuses of Britain, and they are still struggling to kind of make their way, trying to cope with all the issues that the British set up for them. So it's a big problem, and they're still coping with it. However, India is going to be known as the crowning jewel of colonies because how valuable India is to them. It is the most valuable colony out of all colonies, including that in Africa as well, because it has a huge population and a ton of natural resources. For me, Russia's brown. And it is this massive territory up here. Do not color in Korea. Did you bring Chick-fil-A in or something?
No.
McDonald's?
Yes, I know it starts with a
I'm hungry now. Do you have French fries in the room?
Yes.
No one likes you. No, because I'll eat the whole thing.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Thank God you people are leaving soon. You better take that bag out of here.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so there's Russia. As you can see, it's a huge territory. They are going to conquer some all the way down to Korea. But they're not going to conquer a ton of territory because they just got their butts kicked by who? Japan. Alright, so there's Russia. Okay, the Netherlands are going to be this blue color. And they are going to control the Dutch East Indies. So Sumatra, Java, East Indies, and then they have New Guinea. There you go. All right, then you have Japan. Now, Japan is the only Asian. What? They are the only country to what in Asia? Industrialize. So, they are going to obviously control Japan. They are also going to take over Korea. They do terrible things to Korea. Okay, which is why if you call an Asian, like if you call a Chinese person Japanese, they get really, really pissed because the Japanese are going to do terrible things during this time period. If you call a Korean person Japanese, they're also going to get super pissed just because the Japanese do atrocious things over there too. French, for me, are going to be this pretty bluish green color. And they are going to control French Indochina and Siam. And then we have the U.S. because we're an imperializing power. We are just as guilty as everyone else, and we have the Philippines. Now, are we as ruthless as some of these other countries? Do we have a perfect record? Hell no. Then we have the Germans, who are going to be red, this ugly red color. And they just have this little territory over here. How did I miss Borneo? Who is Borneo? Oh, it's the Dutch. Sorry, I forgot to color in a Dutch. Borneo, control this. Alright. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, we colored in all of these colonies. Why isn't China colored in? It's a sphere of influence. It's not a colony. I'm done, by the way. Color in the rest of your map. See, you survived. Yes, you survived. Penny, you look angry over there. How'd your map turn out, girl? There you go. So, China is not colored because China is not a colony. It is a sphere of influence, which is different. A sphere of influence means a foreign power only controls the economy. A colony is when a foreign power controls social, political, and economic control of a foreign country. So, China is not colored, not because it doesn't get taken over, it's just a sphere of influence, not a colony. See ya. Better get those fries out of my damn room.
I'm gonna freaking feel it.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
I can smell them from here. I'm sorry. I have 6 period 1.
Okay. You have not had the morning time.
Oh, shush.
Oh, you don't know about our morning.
Yeah, you don't know about our morning.
Nothing I can't do.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
I might have had a rough morning.
Yeah. Hey.